Mr.Tech Agent here. I'm sorry this video was kind of really delayed and sorry for that. But anyways, the build has finished. As you can see, this is how it looks. It looks very beautiful actually. So before I start, I want to preface this by telling all my components which were used in the epic editing PC. Now, first is the processor. It was the Intel 3930K 6-core with hyper-threading, pretty fast processor. For the money, it's unbeatable. I'll love it. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna insult your intelligence. We're gonna go to the next component. The next component, as you can see, is the RAM. 32 gigs of G-Skill Ripjaws X 1600 megahertz RAM. Now there is some problem I'm having with the XMP profile, but I'll talk about that in different videos, which I'll make. The next component is the graphics card. It is the Asus GeForce GTX 680 4 gig memory with the 4 gig GDDR5 memory. It's an amazing graphics card for the money. It's not cheap. Certainly is not cheap, but does the job. I love it. It's having a back plate, so temperatures are not that high. Temperatures are bearable, I would say. So I like something like that. For the next component is the Asus Zonor Essence STX. It's for my Sennheiser HD 650s. It's an amazing sound card. I'm gonna make a review on it, so stay tuned for that. The power supply, I'm using a Seasonic 850 or 80 plus gold certified power supply. A really efficient power supply. I like it. I love it. It's an amazing power supply. Really efficient till now. I love it, man. That's the only thing I can say. The next component is the motherboard. It is the Sabertooth X79 motherboard. Now this motherboard is perhaps the best motherboard in my opinion for the money. It's unbeatable. It's tough, it's reliable, and it looks good. At least that's my taste. I like it. I know the color scheme is not matching red, black, and brown, and beige and whatnot, but again, it looks pretty good. I like the Sabertooth a lot. It's a really reliable motherboard, and Asus BIOS and everything. It's just amazing. It's an amazing experience using Asus products. So no complaint with that. The next component is the NZXT Kraken X60. Now the NZXT Kraken X60 is a closed loop water cooling solution with some fancy LEDs, as you can see. It's a decent cooler. I would not say it's the best cooler. I was kind of disappointed with some of the installation and everything. I'll talk about that further in the video. I had some problems during the installation, and that is why the whole build was delayed. But I'll talk about that further in the video. And it's a decent water cooling. It's not the best. Next time I'll probably buy a Corsair. As a lot of people say, you should have bought a Corsair, but I went with NZXT. I don't regret the buy. It was just that for a first-time builder, you would not enjoy the experience of with the NZXT Kraken. So just be aware of that. I've got a 280mm radiator. It's kind of large. Than our H100 or H100i, and 140mm NZXT custom fans. I'm not using the stock ones which came in the box because those at high RPMs make noise. So I'll talk about that again further in the video. I think did I miss something? I'm using a NZXT UART GB LED controller, a optical drive by Samsung. I'm using a hard drive, a 500GB Western Digital Caviar Blue 7200 RPM. Does the job really reliable. I scavenged it from my older computer and it does the job really well. I also have a 1TB right here, so storage is not a problem. I'm happy with my storage. It's a lot of storage I have, so I really don't care that much. I've got two SSDs running in grade 0. One is the Intel 520 and the second is 124, and the next is the Kingston B200 64 gig 320-200 respectively. That's the speed I'm talking about, and Intel is 520 and 500 respectively, so pretty fast. Overall it's a beast. And are we left with something else? I don't think so. And finally, this is our case. It is one of the best looking cases I've ever got in my life. I've not got a lot of cases, but this one is it looks pretty good. It's the Cooler Master Storm Striker. Now I was gonna go with the Phantom 820, but it was not available in India, so I went with this, which looked like a viable option than the Phantom 820. Looks like a beautiful case, but with this beautiful design, there's the main disadvantage to the product, that is air cooling. You cannot put a lot of fans in the case. So I've done some custom things. I've put another fan right here. This is thanks to double-sided tape. Put another one right here, again thanks to double-sided tape. So those two fans helped me reduce the motherboard and processor and GPU temps by 10 degrees Celsius, which is ridiculous. One of the best things I've ever done to this epic editing PC. So 10 degrees Celsius, that's a lot of heat you're dissipating out. So that's something really nice. So two custom fans helped me reduce the temps by that 10 degrees Celsius. That pretty much wraps up the components, I think so. Now we will talk about a really important aspect, that is the performance, because you're paying so much and you want performance. Now I've not done a lot of After Effects tests and stuff like that, so I'll make another video for that. This is more of an overview video. I'll be talking about some real world tests and some Cinebench and everything like that. You can see everything in the screen during the video. But in this video mainly I'm going to talk about something else, not the raw performance, but performance in general. When it comes to gaming, if you're doing gaming with this thing, with the 680, I was able to play Crysis 3 at ultra settings, anti-aliasing 2x, and a little bit of water effects and a little bit down at 50 frames per second. Everything on high, it was 20 to 25 frames per second. Considering Crysis 3, it's not bad at all, so I'm happy. Far Cry 3, Max Payne 3, Hitman Absolution, everything on ultra high with 4 times and 8x, I'm getting about 50 frames per second. If it's on 4x, 60 frames per second, but 8x and 16x, it drips down to 30, but 8x, it's about 40. So pretty playable frame rates. Overall, I love this thing. Now, I live in India, so temperature is the main issue, which again I'll talk further in the video. What else? Processor. I'll give you a really real-world example. My older editing software, it is the Magix Video Pro X5, one of the best editing softwares for beginners. I don't use it anymore, but I use Premiere now, but I used to use that. I rendered a 4-minute file with my older computer with a Core 2 or 2 gigs of RAM. It took 28 minutes, but this computer it took 2 minutes. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right here. It's pretty fast. It's lovely, you know, it's amazing. I'm so used to that 28 minutes. After seeing 2 minutes, I was like, damn, you can get some fast rendering speeds, and that is true. You can get. So that is something which I really like about this computer. What else? Now, my camera, battery, and everything is going. So this is the last sector of the video. It'll be you just watch the video. Now we'll talk about the BIOS utilities with ASUS. ASUS is having the AI suite or AL suite, I'm not pretty sure. It's having one of the best softwares ever, you know, in something like that. USB 3 boost, SSD caching, Fan Expert 2, I love it. It's one of the best utilities I've ever seen on a computer system. It's really nice. Now cooling, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fans in total, which help me keep really nice temperatures overall. It's not the coolest because of the temperatures in India, but again, it's pretty cool considering what I'm dealing with right here. My AC is generally on whenever I'm gaming, but whenever I'm not, these fans help me to dissipate some heat. Now before I become a bit more technical, I want to talk about some problems I had during the build, which would kind of increase the confidence of some people who are building a computer right now. First of all, the biggest thing I did it was my Kraken. I made a lot of mistakes with this guy because of the Kraken. Now, first of all, I have watched thousands and thousands of videos online on how to build a PC. I've not missed a single one, and in all of those videos, nobody has ever stated that the water block is having a fan inside of that. Now it may sound obvious when I say it, but again, I did not think about that when I was building the PC. I was like, no, there are only two fans, that the top radiator, or if you're doing push pull, then four fans will be required, and this would just be there and will be dissipating heat via the tubes. I had never, nobody ever in a single video told me that a fan is there inside the water block. So I'm saying, if you're building right now with a closed loop water cooling system, there is a fan inside of this water block, which is a 3-pin header, which will go inside a CPU fan, and I never knew about that. Nobody has ever stated. Recently, Linus Tech Tips, in his latest YouTube channel, Tech Quickie, he stated it, and that was after I built my PC. So absurd. That's all I can say. It's absurd. So I just want to say, if you're building a PC, there is a fan inside of that. So I just want to say, even the NZXT Kraken manual never stated anything like that. They did not even state that there's a 3-pin. What they told is that you have to connect the 4-pin headers coming out of the fan inside the fan connector of the Kraken, and that is it. They just told that, and I connected it to the top 3-pin connectors, and everything was working. And when I went to my BIOS, my temperature was 75 degrees Celsius, and I was like, what? And I got the post beep, everything was okay. But I just want to say that there is a fan inside of that, so just keep that in mind. Do not forget about that. Thermal paste. This is one of the most important things I think I've ever discovered. I'll talk about thermal paste in right now. Now, the Kraken came with pre-applied thermal paste. Cool. Okay, really cool. I figured everything out. My temperature was 40 degrees Celsius on idle. 45 actually, not 40. 45 was on idle from a cold start. Okay, cold start, 45 degrees Celsius. It's pretty hot considering my temperature was not that high. I was in the AC condition. It was pretty cold, but that was what happened. And then I reapplied my thermal paste using Arctic Silver 5, one of the best thermal paste you can get. I've got 2 of those tubes. I don't know what to do with it, but I have it. So in future, if I really want to do something, I can do. My temperatures from 45 degrees from a cold start went to 32 degrees on idle. The 32 comes up to 38, but not more than that during idle. Even if you're doing a little bit of Photoshop, it comes to 45, 42, not even 45, 42 tops. And if you're doing gaming, it can come up to 55. And if you're doing editing, 60, never 60. It comes to 58. That's it. So those are some things you gotta keep in mind. Do not use the pre-applied thermal paste. That thing is shit. Use Arctic Silver 5, one of the best thermal paste in the market, made in USA. Yeah, that is pretty much my experience with some bad experience I had. Now, because of that, I had to wait 4 days. 4 days I had to wait until my Epic editing PC was just sitting on the floor, and that was kind of what happened. So really sad, I would say. My final conclusion of the build, I think this is a successful build, a really amazing build. It's kind of money saving, I would say. Even though this is not cheap, it's a lot of saving. Price to performance ratio is just ridiculous, I would say. I was waited 2 years to get a MacBook Pro Retina. I was thinking of that until I saw this channel. It was Raise the World or Tech Syndicate. These guys, I would keep a link in the description. These guys changed my whole life. I never knew anything about PC building. I knew about PCs and gaming PCs, but I never knew, how amazing those things were. And I never would have come to know about these things which I have right now. I never would have known Circuit 2011. I never would have known those things which are so close to me right now. It's like this computer is very close to me, I would say. It's kind of weird. I'm a nerd, So it's just amazing. Now, how much did this all of this cost? It's pretty expensive. Everything, including my PC, including all the components, my monitor and my headphones, it came up to $4,300 and $200, about $4,200, which is pretty expensive considering it's just a computer. But it's amazing. It's just amazing. I cannot explain how amazing it is to use something like this. It's just an amazing experience, a really fun experience overall. I would recommend you guys build a PC yourself. It's the best thing you can ever do. The building experience, it's just great. It's amazing. I could not film those things on camera because it was my first build and I was dealing with Socket 2011 and stuff like that. So I just didn't want to risk everything while filming because my mind would be diverted in filming and as well as building. So I did not want. I did not want me to be under pressure. So that is why I did not film the whole building procedure. But you know, next time if I do it, which I will do surely, I will film everything. But it is a successful build. It's an amazing build, I would say. If you guys are under the impression that I have nothing against Macs, but it's just the price. That's it. It's not worth the money. And OS 10 is not that fancy. Like people, I don't know why people hate Windows, but it's just nothing to hate about it. I love it. I'm a Windows user, and I will be a Windows user, and I have nothing against Macs. It's just the cost which kind of eludes me. I don't know what's wrong with the Apple, but it's just not worth it. It's pretty sad because everybody most of my friends, even they are like, "What the hell did you just build? You should have got Alienware," and that just makes me facepalm. I don't know what to do. Like, the people are stupid. They don't know how to spend money wisely. I always say, spending big money is not bad if you're doing it wisely. But if you're spending big money and you're not doing it wisely by buying some shitty computer, then that's not fair. Not fair at all. Yeah, love it. It's amazing PC. Just love it. If you guys get a chance, go ahead and build this type of a computer for yourself. At least you should build a computer once in your life. It's something like that. I love it. I just love it. I'll be saving up some money for my next build in the coming years, but for now, this thing is amazing. Now, this video will be followed by all the benchmarks I did with some outside music. You guys should know Outside is sponsoring Mr.Tech Agent. Really nice band, Outside. Amazing. Everything's going good. Just love it. Just hope the channel grows because my content is getting better and better. That's again my opinion, but you know, let's hope everything is good and you will be followed by all the benchmarks which I have done, even some gaming benchmarks. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. All the component reviews are gonna come up. I'm gonna do separate reviews for all the components, so if you want to get more detailed, in-depth kind of opinion about the components, and if you want to implement those components in your build, check out the review which is gonna come really soon. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. This was Tech Agent.
Press play. Thinking. Huh? I'm not really sure about what, but I'm just kind of like, you know, and I know about what we've been through. You might know what I know or something, but I know it ain't much. And you know, and I know that what I have been through. Makes what I know. It must, and you know, and I know that what I have been through makes what I know. Damn. Yeah. And I never really thought about it. What I was doing was wrong. I knew, you know, I know. Yeah. Damn, time moves so slow when you got somewhere that you wanna go. Let's go. I'm ready to see the world through brand new eyes. Pulled up in the latest drop, and if I crash, will you stay? Will you wait to watch? Let's talk about where I came from, made from. Before the days anyone really played them. Suburban kid at urban threads, born rushed the train with OD40s and brown paper bags. Woke up St. Mark's, way past dark. Dime bags of dirt from the park, no oasis spark. Follow the footsteps of no one. 8 to 3 was no fun unless there was no sun. Knew I was born to rock it. Yeah, I mean, my test was not a topic. It was all dreams, and it's funny, cause amongst my friends, no one's living them except me. Respect me for doing what you're afraid to do. And that's keep going further no matter who's gonna hate you. And I never really thought about it. What I was doing was wrong. I knew, you know, I know. Yeah. Damn, time moves so slow you got somewhere that you wanna go, let's go. I'm ready to see the world through brand new eyes. And you know, come and I know that what I have been through makes what I know. It ain't much, and you know, and I know that what I have been through. Come on, makes what I know. What you know? And I'm admiring the scenery, drive through my old block, seeing old friends who all seem the same, or at least they seem to be conjuring moments from the past, deciphering what they mean to me. They don't invoke the spirit easily, but I try and talk about them eagerly. I don't wanna be Hollywood in 1 year from food delivery to the top of the charts. I'm beyond good, beyond good, beyond good, beyond good.